think just touching on that, Cam, I remember from obviously doing 5Ks over the years that it gets to a point where it, like you say, it's really uncomfortable, but then it pretty much stays the same for most of that middle chunk that we're going to talk about now. And it's like you said, it's remembering that it's not really going to get any worse, but you're going to carry on feeling like that for a lot of the rest of the test.
Yeah. And finding strategies that work for you is important. So whether you're a music person and you like the music, or whether you're a bit like me, a bit of a numbers geek and you start counting strokes, like whatever works well for you, think about that as you get into kind of like no man's land or no woman's land through the middle of the race.
Right.
On that race, go for it, Phil. Go for it.
One of the big things that I took away from our training camp in Iceland is that when you're applying all of these variables, the stroke rate and the pacing and the technique, it's almost like your brain is too occupied with focusing on all the disciplines that you're trying to like juggle, that you kind of like forget that you're in this misery of a pain. So when I retested the 5K, it was like really an advantage for me to be, okay, this is the plan. I'm going to really be disciplined on staying on 28 strokes per minute. This is my pace that I'm going to hold. I'm going to row this way. And it kind of like took the focus off how bad it was hurting.
Hopefully you realize that as I'm talking, there's actually quite a lot that you can think about. We haven't even talked about technique yet. And very commonly I would have a few words. So every 500 meters, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to have quick hands at the catch, quick hands at the catch. I'm just going to focus on that for the next sort of minute. And there's so many different technical points that you can basically continue to have good performance advantage that, as Phil said, you don't need to think, oh God, I don't really like this. It's not really fun. So that's important to know. Before we move on, the other thing that's really important is on the 5K especially,